Am I the a-hole for expressing discomfort about my wife and her friends pranking my mom on our wedding day? My mom hasn't been the greatest in the past. She can be really rude and catty. She didn't get off to a good start with my wife due to her own rude and self-centered behavior, but I took my wife's side and laid down boundaries. My mom gets that she can't be rude these days. I fully get my wife will never like her. Mom probably won't like her either, and we all just avoid each other for the most part. Don't get me wrong. It makes me sad as I used to be close to my family, but my wife comes first. We recently got married and it was a nearly perfect day. The one issue that aroused me was that my mom had a fairly large, very noticeable food coloring stain on her cheek, about the size of a lighter. Obviously she wasn't happy about this and wanted it covered. She never does her own makeup and knows very little about makeup. The makeup artist was a friend of my wife's and knew all the drama about my mom. She told her she would try, but the makeup would have to be darker to hide it. She and my wife giggled ahead of time and decided to make fun of her. She made it super dark, like orange. My mom has fair skin, so it looked ridiculous. My mom seemed to believe her that nothing lighter would cover it and just removed all the makeup and went on with her big pink blush. I didn't know about this at the time, but we recently got back from our honeymoon and my wife hosted a dinner to look at wedding pictures. Her friends all began laughing about what they did to my mom. This was the first time I heard about it, and I said that was kind of mean girlish. My wife gave me a look. Her friends kept saying it was funny and my mom is dumb and got what she deserved. At this point, I got annoyed and said they acted like middle school bullies and they should be embarrassed. Whatever my mom had done in the past, she was not the problem on the wedding day. This might be way too far, but I said at least she laughed it off and moved on with her spot. They would have spent the whole day insecure and worried about Instagram. When they left, my wife became very upset and said I should be on her side 100%, not 95%, and that I humiliated her by speaking to her friends like that. She accused me of being a mama's boy. Am I the a-hole?
Here are the top comments.
Not the a-hole. You were correct. Your wife was acting like a middle school bully, not an adult. And being her husband does not mean you support her blindly. It means you have the courage to tell her when she is going down a bad path. This is not being a mama's boy. This is being a good and moral human being. If she wants you to be behind her 100%, then she needs to act like a grown-up.
Not the a-hole. What your wife did was cruel and came from an ugly place. It was beyond unkind. It was downright mean. You spoke the truth and your wife didn't like how she looked when you held up the mirror.
That wasn't a prank. It was an extremely cruel act. Standing up for your mom doesn't make you a mummy's boy. To be honest, I find her behavior worrying and wonder what else she could do.
This was so mean. What kind of person makes their wedding day into a revenge party? So unbelievably juvenile and sad.